I think it's time to bleach these roots. They're looking pretty bad. Honestly, it doesn't even look that bad. They're growing out. I think I last lightened my hair a month and a half ago. So that is the amount of a regrowth that we are working with. So I'm going to be using this Matrix Open Air Pre-Bonded Clay Lightener. I didn't know when I bought this, but apparently it's for balayage. But I've used it before. It works just fine. So it is okay. I'm really not that crazy about this bleach, but it does the job and it's what I've got. So it's what we're using. Honestly, the only reason I really don't like it is because it is super, super thick. Now realizing that it's meant to be for precise balayage, that makes sense. Now to pair with the lightener, of course, we need our developer. I've got Matrix developer in 20 volume and a Redken developer in 30 volume. I know, not the same brand. I've done it before. Last time I bleached my hair, it was super, super itchy. So hopefully it wasn't because I mixed the two different brands together. I think I just didn't do enough 20. I did too much of the 30. So I've got the 30 and the 20, but I will be using mostly the 20 volume because a lot of the lighteners tell you not to put 30 volume on your scalp, but 30 volume is what gets the job done. I mean, look, my roots are dark. We need that boost. Get the hair nice and yellow because my hair don't turn white. Well, that's not true. It does. Underneath my pink hair, I do have some darker color, so I'm not going to be lightening any of the roots on that part, only the roots on the pink hair, which is nice. I don't have to lighten my entire head. My hair is greasy. That is the ideal state to be lightening your hair, otherwise it's gonna hurt your scalp, like really bad. Trust me. I just throw in a couple scoops of my lightener, mix in a bit of developer until it reaches a consistency that I think is good to work with. So I will show you how I mix up my bleach, but I will not be giving you any measurements because I don't use them. So of course, to bleach our hair, we're going to need gloves, a bowl, a tint brush, and clips. So let's get into the mixing. It took me way too long to get this bleach in my hair, so as you can see, it's almost done developing. I cross-checked my hair, hit the pieces that I had missed, and now I'm just waiting for those dark pieces to lighten. Once it lightens, I will rinse it out and show you the results. I forgot to come back after the blonde finished developing and show you what it looked like, but here's the result. This is what we've got. It's looking pretty good. I do have a little bit of unevenness in the front. I think you can see like right here, there is some banding. That's because the bleach was sitting on my head for such a long time. I was so focused on making sure the camera was in the right spot that took me so much longer to put this bleach on my head. It was getting super itchy, been sitting on my head for so long, at least part of it, that I ended up just rinsing off the entire thing. So what we're going to do right now is mix up a little bit of bleach, hit those dark spots, and then we can dye my hair pink. Alright, I mixed up 1 scoop of bleach with a little bit of 20 volume and a little bit of 30 volume. So I'm going to hit this side first because that's the side that got hit with the bleach last. I don't know, a lot of this area just doesn't look as bright to me, so I'm going to hit a little bit more than just the parts that look brown still, just to kind of help that yellow. I feel like you can tell it's a little bit more yellow over here than it is on other parts of the hair. You can see right here there's a bunch of banding that we want to get rid of. Apparently I'm not just hitting the dark spots. Now that the bleach is all applied, I'm going to let this sit for 10-15 minutes and then it should be good to rinse off. It's been about 25 minutes, so I think it's time to rinse this lightener out. Here's what we're looking like. I believe all of the dark spots are out, so let's go rinse. Here are the results of my hair. I think it looks great and the perfect base to put our pink hair color on. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Colorista hair dye in fuchsia. I've used this before. It's currently what's on my head and I love this dye. If you want something that's going to stain your hair and not fade, this is definitely the one for you. Now, I can't say that for any of the colors except the fuchsia. This is the only one I've used, but I love it. It lasts a long time and it bleaches out of your hair pretty easily. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely recommend this hair dye. I'm not mixing this with anything. I'm going to take it straight out of the tube. I'm just going to start applying the dye and section as I go. Don't hate me on that. I just feel like it's going to be easier. So let's just start dyeing. got all the pink saturated, I'm actually going to add a little bit of conditioner to the rest of the pink, and then I'm going to hit the dark parts of my hair because it does have a bit of a pinkish hue to it. So I'm just going to see what happens. I have to dilute it because I don't have enough hair dye. All right, hopefully this is enough. Let's get to it. Now that my hair is all saturated, I'm going to leave this on for at least half an hour. Now you can leave this in your hair as long as you'd like because it's semi-permanent, but you want to leave it in for a minimum of half an hour. I will come back when my hair is all rinsed out and we can see the final result. Here is my hair right after the shower. As you can see, it's looking very bright, very vivid, so I'm excited about that. I'll come back when my hair is all dry and styled. Here is what my hair is looking like when it is straight. I wanted to show you before I curled it so we can see how even of a result I got. Looking at my hair, I would definitely say I did a good job. Now I'm going to go curl my hair and we can see what it looks like. So this is what it's looking like. I hope you guys like it. I think my hair looks absolutely stunning. Okay, so I didn't actually curl my hair. I did more of a wave / crimp, but I think it looks awesome. I love the color, love how vibrant and bright it is. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. I do feel like the underneath did change color a little bit, but honestly, it's super hard to tell. It does look a little more even to me than it did before, so I'm happy about that. I think I'm going to leave the underneath alone for now and decide what I want to do with it later on. Here's a quick little clip of what my hair looks like in the sun. As you can see, it is super bright and super vibrant. I'm obsessed. That's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, ring the bell, all of the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!